If you are a woman entrepreneur searching for answers to having both business success and spiritual fulfillment, this podcast will give you the answers. I'm Irina Baker, a spiritual self awareness mentor and a best selling author. Welcome to my podcast, Radiant. Your business is your spiritual journey. Hello, I'm Irina Baker, and today I'm not interviewing anybody, but I'm going to talk myself. I was inspired, so I got this idea because we just celebrated the Mother's Day in the United States, and I was inspired to remind you about something. So, this is about the mother, and it doesn't matter if you're celebrating Mother's Day, as we've done in the United States, or you are in another country and there is no Mother's Day at this point. It's still very, very relevant because at some point we do need to talk about it. So on Mother's Day, I received a beautiful gift and this beautiful card. So I have the only daughter. She's 15. She's a beautiful, confident, and very smart teenager. And so she gave me this card. So I already, when I've read it from your daughter, since it's Mother's Day, I decided to give you a compliment. When I got this card and I've read the beginning, I knew exactly what was going to be there. And sure enough, I was not disappointed. You have the sweetest, smartest, cutest daughter in the world, like mother, like daughter. Am I right? So that was funny and hilarious and cute and sweet and very nice. So I laughed about it and my heart melted because actually, here, of course, it was about her, so making a point that I'm going to make very soon. And on the other side of the card, she wrote from her heart. And I'm so happy that I did teach her from her early childhood. So when you give a card to somebody, you need to write with your hand from your heart. So it's not only the words, because in America, usually we can find any card that you want with any kinds of words, and people don't usually write anything. They just sign it and put the name, put the signature, and send it. But I love when in your card there is a handwritten note from yourself, from your heart, and it makes it very personal and very, from the heart, as I already said. So anyway, she did that too. She did that. She writes on every card. When she writes a card, it's usually from the heart, and I know it. So I did get that gift. So that inspired me to remind you about the first gift. But together, today, we will be talking about two gifts that you could give. And these are the best gifts you can give to your mother. And they don't cost you anything or they're not expensive. So, first gift is appreciation. And it might seem, well, it's everybody knows it. And on Mother's Day, we give a mother card and we give the mother a gift and we take mother to a brunch on Sunday, Sunday restaurant. On that day, on Sunday, restaurants are full, blooming businesses is blooming. I mean, flower business is blooming, and everybody's happy. We gave appreciation. Yes, but I'm talking about something much deeper because this is all on surface. And first of all, think about it. Are you doing this do you give your appreciation or show your appreciation to your mother once a year, or you do it consistently? So that's one question to ponder. And the second question is, do you really appreciate your mother? It's very easy to appreciate when the mother is loving and supporting and just always with you and always shows everything for you and sacrifices for you. Yeah, that's easy. But what if you have some kind of grudge towards your mother? What is your mother is or was not very loving, not very kind? What if you could call your mother evil, or what you just she ignored you, or she abused you, or she was not emotionally available, and you name it, whole list of what we can blame our mothers for. And so now I'm going to switch gears or switch hats and to say to you that I am a daughter. Well, obviously, because obviously you have the mother. Even if you're watching this podcast, you have the mother life, passed away, doesn't matter. You adopted, you were in foster care, you whatever. You're in a biological form here on earth, you have the mother, period. So that's why we're talking about the mother. So as a daughter, I have the mother and I have to show her appreciation. And it doesn't mean I have to, but it's actually a good thing for you to show appreciation. So why? Let me remind you. First of all, your mother, this is the most important part. What is the role of your mother in your life? Well, first of all, you came into this life to fulfill your spiritual purpose. And that spiritual purpose cannot be fulfilled anywhere else. It has to be fulfilled on earth here. And in order to fulfill your spiritual purpose that will advance your spiritual journey outside this world, you had to have you had to come into this world. And how do you come into this world? Well, you can only come through the mother. You cannot, I mean, there are other ways, spiritual ways, but we're talking about normal humans, souls come into the human body and stay here for the purpose, for the duration, specific duration, to fulfill their spiritual purpose. And in order to have accomplished that, you had to have a head start. And that head start was given to you by provided to you by the mother. So beside everything else she did or didn't do in your life, first of all, she did provide you the portal. And remember that the portal is very important because otherwise you wouldn't be here. And the second one is she assured your survival. She might be, again, I don't need to disclaim it all the time that maybe she was bad, maybe she was good, it doesn't matter. She ensured your survival. So you needed the survival, you need the head start. The head start is when the child or baby is cannot take care of herself or himself. Therefore, the mother is needed. It could be even a woman who was a stranger to you, or member, relative, or a family member who was not your actual mother, but still took care of you. It doesn't matter. She played the mother's role. And the third one, she sacrificed herself. You would say, well, what kind of sacrifice are you talking about? Well, sacrifice, first of all, when the mother gives birth, the body changes. She's not as young or pretty, or we call it this. I'm not going into that discussion, but the body changes. We have to be real about that. And not always for the better. And that means she sacrificed her the looks, the body, the health, maybe the whatever that was there physically. She also sacrificed her comforts. She also sacrificed, she had to go through the time period when you could not take care of yourself and you had to be fed and you had to be swaddled and you had to be put to bed, to sleep, and so forth. So that was a sacrifice. And she couldn't leave you alone. She had to be with you at all times or arrange the babysitting. So all of that tells us that she sacrificed a lot. And so when you stop focusing on what she's done or what she hasn't done to you, and remember these three things: she provided you the portal, she ensured your survival, and she sacrificed herself to give you that portal and head start in life. When you later on your own and can take care of yourself, then you can show appreciation. I'm sure of that. And that's the first gift you can give to your mother, and it's the best gift ever from sliced bread, as I would say, because it doesn't cost anything to you, but it means so much. It means the world to your mother. And usually mothers don't say, "Oh, I've done this, I've done that for you." I mean, sometimes in maybe when people are angry, but usually women, mothers sacrifice, and it's quiet because love is quiet. They don't brag about it. They don't tell you all the time what they've done for you. And when you show sincere appreciation and knowledge of that and acknowledgement, well, that will create peace of mind in your mom's place, in mom's in your mom's heart. Her heart will melt, and it will give you peace of mind. So, do you want peace? Make that connection with your mom and show your appreciation. And the second gift I would like to talk to you about is, oh, much harder. This gift is actually very hard to give, especially when the mother it was not as loving and kind and caring as you would love her to. Since I've been working in this field for the last 30 years, I've heard a lot when people say, well, it's my mother's fault. My mother was this and that, and she did this and that, and now I'm not worthy. I'm not able to have success in life, and I am this and that. I'm all bad because of my mother. And well, that's not taking responsibility, because it's so easy to blame everything on everybody else. It's easy to blame your shortcomings, your inner issues on your mother, because you don't know any better and you don't want to know any better and you don't want to take responsibility. And this is not the way to forgiveness. So, the second gift I am talking to you about is forgiveness. And first of all, let's talk about, well, let me say this: get real and take responsibility, period. And I like how one of my clients, she gave a speech one day at her workplace, and she used the words radical responsibility. And she said, that's what we've learned. And yes, that's what I teach my clients about radical responsibility. So I'm taking that term radical and use it here. Radical responsibility. What does it mean? It means that you take responsibility for everything. And it's very hard to do. And people say, what the heck? I cannot do that. And this is not the point today. I'm not talking about that. But here is the point. One time, my daughter, who was maybe, I don't know, 10 years old, whatever that age was, I don't remember, but she was saying something, growling at me. And then when I mentioned something, I don't remember words, I wish I did, but she said, well, I didn't choose you. I didn't choose my parents. I didn't choose this life. Very quickly, I interrupted that and I said, oh, believe me, you chose me. You chose your father. You chose this life. You chose to come into this frequency, and you chose to go through the spiritual lessons. And these lessons involve me and your father. And so since then, she never mentioned it again, because it won't cut with me. It won't slide with me, because I'm not taking the blame for her. She needs to take responsibility. The same with me. I'm the daughter and I have the mother, and my mom passed away, but still I had to take responsibility from the long time ago, because radical responsibility requires that. Only then you can heal and you can forgive, really forgive. So first point, you choose your parents, remember that. Therefore you chose your mother. Second thing is, your mother doesn't owe you anything. We think the world revolves around us. And we think if the mother is there, she owes me everything. She owes me for my broken childhood and broken adulthood and you name it hood. But actually the mother fulfilled its purpose. It gave you the entrance into the physical world. It gave you the place to survive, and it gave you she gave you the place to survive, and she sacrificed. And so all of that is enough for you to say, well, my mother doesn't owe me anything. And now I can take responsibility for my actions, for my issues, for my vibrational frequency, for my past life history, because you came here with your own issues. You came here for your lessons, and 100% you came here to learn your lesson or to go through your spiritual lesson with your mother and with your father and also with your siblings. So it's not that you should blame your mother for all stuff, but actually it's the opportunity for your healing and for the healing of your relationship with your mother. Next point could be challenging for some, but maybe welcome by others. The next point is, remember, there is karma, and you have a karma with your mother. So you had a contract made before you were born. There's a soul. You made a contract with your mother, with the soul of your mother, and that contract is being played right now on earth. So that knowledge will help you also to steer towards the forgiveness and appreciation. Next point is time heals. Is this true? People believe that time heals. So whatever happened in the past, you can say it's water under the bridge and it's already healed and I'm fine. Well, guess what? You're not fine because time does not heal. If time heals, everybody would be clear from all the issues of the past and healers would have nothing to do here in this on this earth. But it's not the truth. Everybody's going through internal healings, as I know of, and healings never stop, they say. So what does that mean? It means that time doesn't heal. Time actually buries. It suppresses, it's goes, takes it down, and it covers it up with forgetfulness. So you if you believe that time healed you and you don't need to forgive your mother, think again and ask yourself, do I really did it heal or do I still need to forgive her? One more point about those who are passed away. So if your mom passed away, which my mom is, it doesn't matter for you. You still have to give appreciation. You still have to show forgiveness. You still have to achieve forgiveness because that's required on a spiritual journey here on earth for to fulfill your spiritual purpose. And the good news is we don't see them. For us, they passed away. What do you mean passed away? Passed away means went to the other side. They went to the other side of the veil and they're perfectly alive. They're not dead. They're not disappeared. They're perfectly alive and they're in a much better place than we are here. So they can see you, they can hear you, and they can send you messages. And therefore, you can talk, you might not hear, you might not see, you might not get the message unless you train yourself in that and you can see it and you can get the message. But if not, it doesn't matter because what matters is you giving your appreciation, you are achieving your forgiveness, and she can hear you and she can actually the karma can still be healed because you're still here on earth and you can heal that karma between you and her. So you in the next cycle of incarnation you're not going um, repeat the same pattern over and over and over, because if you do not heal your relationship with your mother, no matter what she's done in this lifetime or past lives, you will never finish that pattern with her. So you will continue coming back to earth and do it over and over again. So my two gifts, proposed gifts for the mother, are not just for this lifetime, they're actually for the whole existence, because this is a part of our spiritual journey home that we need to take and we need to accomplish. One of the lessons is we have to heal our relationship with the mother. So, do you see how we went deeper from that just cards and gifts and bouquets of flowers and the restaurant? Well, because it's a beautiful thing to show appreciation and to forgive somebody who was there with you from the very beginning, first second of your life.
Join me in my conversations by subscribing to this podcast. And remember, everything is possible with the divine.